big old thing right there.
Hello, I'm Laurie.
I'm Hannah.
And we're Journey with the Gingers.
I'm trying to get the thing to come out. I don't know if it's your Wi-Fi or what.
Uh-oh.
It's fine. Just keep talking.
I have this piece of hair. I see it now. It's like looking in a mirror.
There we go.
I saw this piece of hair that's hanging from my eye. So how's everybody doing? You doing good, Hannah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote instructions today.
Instructions for what?
Something to do with the podcast, so I don't forget next week when I do it.
That
I haven't written instructions ever.
Does it make you want to start your own personal podcast?
No.
Something else to add to your plate.
No.
So tonight we are going to be talking about our Yacht Club experience and what is Yacht Club for those of you that might not know what it is. And we're going to bring on a special guest. And Hannah, I'm going to have you introduce her.
Hello. I'm back.
Oh yeah, we are back. We've been gone. We're back.
Yeah.
We haven't gone.
Yeah, girl.
Okay.
The person that's about to come on went on the trip with us. You've probably heard us talk about her in good ways, not bad ways. And she just went. This is my best friend and basically like the sister I never had and her second child. This is Elizabeth. So be nice and say hi.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Elizabeth. Elizabeth just ran in from work, so we appreciate that. We hope you didn't break any laws on the way home to get here.
None that I'll say on the internet.
Yeah. No. We're fine.
Okay. So we are going to tell everyone about our experience in the Yacht Club and just kind of letting you know, we started off, this is like something I wanted to do because like these are my girls and I was like, well, let's do something fun with them. And so it was a 4-day cruise on the MSC Seashore out of Port Canaveral. It was to Ocean Key and it was to the Nassau, Bahamas. And Hannah, Elizabeth, tell about how you were surprised about it. Like we didn't tell Elizabeth anything. We just told her she's going on a cruise.
So the thing is, when you travel with the Gingers, there is an itinerary and they have a plan. And usually when I go places with people, I'm the one with the plan. So with this trip, I said, Laurie is a travel agent. I have to worry about nothing. So I didn't worry. I wasn't looking at. We had gotten a couple emails from like MSC and stuff, but I wasn't looking at any of them. And maybe if I had, I would have been less surprised. So I'm glad I didn't. But So I didn't know really anything except like what day we were leaving and the ship name that we were going on. And that was really all I knew. So we kind of showed up and we started bypassing some lines and Laurie was like, we can really show up whenever. And I've been on cruises before, so I know that like there's usually a time you're supposed to get there. Usually have like a check-in time or whatever. But again, I had never done an MSC cruise before. And so I was like, well, I'm here. I'm going with the flow. So we bypassing lines and I'm just
going along with
it. It was
going along.
We got to the tent. And she
looked, Yacht Club.
And she
well, the thing is, people kept asking us. They were like, Yacht Club, and I was like, I guess
the Yacht Club.
We said yes.
We wanted to surprise her and with the Yacht Club experience, so we didn't tell her that she was going to the Yacht Club or what it was.
And so when she was like, she just looked at me, and finally, when we were like checking into the table, and she sees all these people walking like elsewhere, and she goes, "What is the Yacht Club?" And then I just looked.
And we got so giggly about it.
And I said,
they started laughing, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm missing something."
And so I was like, I'm gonna film stuff, Mom. You
explain her what it is.
Well, and the whole time I had been one of my favorite things to do when I travel with them. I don't know if I've traveled with you guys since we have had the channel. So, but I loved being able to like just be like behind them and like record some things of like them walking and like whatever, like that felt so fun. So I was having fun just like recording them from behind and like showing the little process. I was like, we're gonna have so much content for their channel. So I was again still kind of being oblivious, just kind of like falling on my phone, just bebopping around because again, somebody else I knew was handling the difficult stuff.
So I kind of want to say hello to everybody in the chat, and then we're going to come back and we're going to start talking about the nitty gritty about the Yacht Club and what we thought about it. Who is that, Hannah?
That's one of my favorite Canadians.
One of her favorite Canadians. He says, "Good evening, young ladies. Thursdays have been lonely the last little bit." We're so sorry.
Where were we?
Traveling and doing stuff. We had a musical. We went to saw Pretty Woman the musical last Thursday.
We did trivia. That's what we did.
Yeah.
Oh,
what?
Oh, the trivia.
Oh yeah, we went to her work trivia. They were like a fundraiser thing that we went to.
Okay, first off,
you gotta tell a short version of this. We had a lot to talk about.
Hannah is the what is it? I hold the team together when it comes to trivia.
Okay.
So every year they bring me in to be
your job. You're talking about?
Yeah, my job brings me in to be on this team. I've done it for the past 2 years, and I was getting random questions right. Some that I did not even know. Do you know what a Brannick device is? Do you know what it measures? No, it measures your feet. I somehow knew that. But anyways, we were. Yeah.
How did you know that?
I just caught something.
Hannah just knows random information.
But anyways,
I know.
We were in the lead in Final Jeopardy. And then our team was like, no, we're not going to bet anything. We're not going to bet anything. The final question, y'all, it was like, according to what, I forget what department, does it take for, how many people does it take for it to be considered a riot? How many people do you think it takes for it to be considered a riot? Hannah guessed it. It was 3. I guessed it right, and we bet nothing, and we lost. And I was quite upset.
They had good prizes too.
Yeah,
we were kind of.
Yeah. But anyways, that's what we were doing.
But God willing, we'll be back next week.
Mom's got dental stuff.
I have a dental procedure at 8 a.m. But
so
I should be over it by then.
If we cancel last minute, it means
I didn't get over my dental procedure.
Yes. But Nick said it's his 2-year anniversary of being a flight attendant.
Awesome. That does seem
congratulations.
Nick, it seems like you just started.
It does.
I know, right?
Yeah. There's Ryan.
Hello, Ryan. Good
Bostonian.
to see you. Our friend from Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Will Cooper. And hi to Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always in the comments, like with you, like with all of you. So like I feel like I know some of you, and just I'm getting to like actually say hi now.
And then there's Captain Billy J. He says ahoy there, Laurie, Hannah, and Elizabeth. The real captain is here. He says I was on the seashore in January. It wasn't the yacht club, but I was in the captain's quarters because he's Captain Billy J. Yeah. I heard the captain's quarters is pretty nice. And there's the wonderful Lisa, our friend from South Carolina. She says, love those gingers. They were so fun to cruise with. Hello, Laurie, Hannah, Elizabeth. Hey, Lisa. Whoop, whoop. And there's Cruise Nuts. Hey there, Gingies. They call us the Gingies. I love that all the time.
It just reminds me of Shrek.
What, the Gingies?
The gingerbread man. They call him Gingy.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
And there's Ronnie and Alma from Life is Good Today. Miss Alma had a birthday recently, so happy birthday to her.
He said, am I one of Hannah's favorite captains? Why do you think you're not? What did I do? Did I do something wrong?
Of course you are. What?
It's
Meg. Meg just got married, Elizabeth.
Oh, congratulations. What a special time.
And she's moved.
I know.
I'm so excited for you, Meg.
She went to Arkansas.
Beautiful wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So sweet.
Thank you, Meg.
Please, thank you, Meg. Appreciate that.
Did we say hey to Life is Good today?
Yes, we did.
Okay. No, girl, we've seen you got a lot going on. It's all good. We missed you.
You know,
wedding's a big deal.
All right, so we're covered.
All right, so I guess why do we choose the Yacht Club? Well,
Mother.
What?
I said that's your question.
I wanted to take them somewhere fun, and Kurt and Marcia took William. Well, they didn't take us, but they invited William and I to go with them last year on the seashore, and I loved it so much.
But you weren't in Yacht Club.
We were not in Yacht Club then, but I love the ship as a whole. I mean, I loved Yacht Club, and we'll talk about that, but I love that ship. Anyway, so I was like, I want to take them on the seashore. And so I started and kind of put it all together financially, and everything. And I realized that I wanted to get them, all of the three of us, the drink package, because if you're in a room together, you have to get a drink package anyway. And all of us, the internet access. And I was going to go.
It goes in threes. There's one more somewhere.
No, but I think we're done. Thank you.
And I was going to do the Aria experience. If you know MSC, there's 4 experiences, and Aria is the one that includes like anytime dining and things like that. So I put in the information. I put in 3 passengers. I put in the Aria experience and all that, and realized that once I added the drink package and added the internet, that for $300 more at the time, and I know prices change, we could be in Yacht Club. Now I can remember calling Hannah going, we're gonna be in the Yacht Club.
And I'm sitting here going, I don't know what that means, but I'm glad to be a part of it.
The Yacht Club is the ship within a ship concept, where they have your dining, your lounge and everything in one area, your own deck that you can lay out in the sun, your own pool for anybody that's in Yacht Club. And I was like, should we do it, Hannah? And she's like, yeah, but don't tell Elizabeth what we're doing. We're going to surprise her.
Look at this. I'm having an allergic reaction or something. You see that?
I do.
Yeah.
So then, of course, after I did that, then I thought, well, we couldn't say anything on our live streams about it because then Elizabeth's in our live streams and I said she'll know. So we decided not to say anything about it. But then William said, well, what about me? I want to be in the Yacht Club one day. So then I found one on an interior that was a really good deal, even a better deal than this one, for September. So I'm taking William for 4 days in September.
So on the live streams, every time you were like, oh, we're going on a cruise with Elizabeth. And you were like, well, then we're going to be in the Yacht Club. And I'm thinking,
Yacht Club with William. So that was how we got there. And if you haven't seen our channel yet, as far as our recent videos, we have one that is a room tour of our cabin. We had a nice roomy cabin. I mean, I felt like comfortable with 3 people in there.
Mm-hmm.
I have never been in a cruise cabin that like felt like I was comfortable to be in with. I have cruised with Hannah before with one other person, and it was tight.
Yeah, she was
to the point.
Mimi, y'all.
Yeah, they were in with Mimi one time.
So, and me and Hannah didn't even unpack our suitcases. That's how tight it felt. So to experience this, it was crazy. It was really spacious.
That bathroom.
The bathroom is like twice the size.
It was so nice. That shower, it was like, I can.
Yeah, if y'all haven't checked out that room tour, the shower itself is just impressive.
A rainfall head on the shower. Amazing.
So then last week when we weren't on here on Thursday, we put out another video about what are the benefits of staying in a yacht club. So we're going to talk about some of them, but we're not going to hit every one of them because we'll probably forget them. But I'm excited about that video. I think it turned out pretty good.
It was very, very good.
Yeah.
Very informative. She came across, I'm just really trying to figure out what the flip is.
Stop scratching
I'm not scratching it. But anyways, she brought out a list. She created a list of things that we needed to film while in the yacht club. Mm-hmm. And she checked off the list as we went on.
I had this little notebook, and weeks before we went, I just listed all the benefits I could think of just from watching other videos, because I wanted to go into this and film stuff, but I didn't want to spend our whole time filming stuff. I wanted to enjoy them and the experience. So that really made it, I feel like we got a lot of content without being that, I felt like not being that stressed over it. The normal. It's not, we didn't do day in the life on a cruise ship kind of videos. We did more informative ones this time, I think. But if you haven't checked out the one about the benefits, I feel like if you really are interested in Yacht Club on MSC, that we try to cover everything we possibly could. And I think it's pretty good.
It was a good video.
Yeah.
It convinced me, and I've done it.
You already did it.
Yeah.
All right. So the first thing is, of all the benefits, this is a question for y'all and for me. Of all the benefits about being in the yacht club, what one was your favorite?
I just need your phone.
You know my phone?
Yeah, not for this answer, it's for another answer.
Oh.
I have to sneeze.
Elizabeth, do you have a favorite of all the benefits from the yacht club?
Shoot.
It's so hard to choose one, but I think I said this on the ship, and I think I like have stuck to it. Like having the lounge, like the lounge was amazing. Like having just somewhere to like land that there weren't a ton of people, and like it just felt you saw a lot of the same people, so it kind of felt like almost like a family atmosphere. Like I know you, like
Yeah.
and everybody was always so kind
Mm-hmm.
there. I guess that goes hand in hand with another thing, but just the staff were really awesome. So I guess I'll say the lounge.
Yeah, the top cell lounge was right down the hall from our room, which was nice. Amy just walk down there and go there. But they had the bar there, but they also served good coffees, different kind of coffees.
Mm-hmm.
They had snacks pretty much all day long in there. But the seating was comfortable, and the view is the very front of the ship, and the whole view is all windows.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very relaxing and nice.
One night we waited in the, I think for a couple nights actually, we waited for like a table for dinner, and we got to wait like down in the lounge, and it's like the sun would be setting, and so it was just beautiful to watch like the sun setting. So every part of the lounge, I got to read in there a couple times, which is one of my favorite things to do. So like reading with that view is just incredible.
Yeah.
I think I like the this is going to sound really snooty, but like the lack of planning that you have to do in the yacht club, because when you do want to do something, your butler can take you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily need, like a butler to take me shopping, but that is an option.
Yeah, you do get a butler, and of course they're serving more than just us, so they have other people on the ship that are taken care of.
But if you wanted to go somewhere, a butler, it doesn't necessarily have to be your butler, can take you if they're available. And so for the show, a lot of people had to make reservations and stuff.
Yeah.
But the yacht club had like their own like section, and at first we were like, it's in the back. Those seats were great.
They were great.
Yeah. And it was just like, oh, well, we can go like 5 minutes before the show starts and don't have to worry about getting a seat or like checking in and making a reservation, or you can have your butler like walk you down if you're like trying to get off the ship to go to Ocean K or something, and the butler walks you off and gets you ahead of everybody, and then you can go.
Yeah.
And it's just like a spit. Sorry. It's just nice because you just had the ability to not have to worry about the planning aspect, because like once you were on the ship, you were on the ship, and you got to enjoy things at your own speed.
I think my favorite perk of it is the Yacht Club section on Ocean Key. Ocean Key is MSC's private island, which is gorgeous in itself. Everywhere on the island is gorgeous. But when the butlers, they told us, when you're ready, we'll meet you in the lounge. So we went to the lounge, and they walked us off the ship, and they walked us to the tram, and then the tram took us to Ocean House, which is where the Yacht Club beach is. And Ocean House was like a full service bar and restaurant. It was very nice. And we just waited a little bit, and we ended up being there for lunch. And then we had one of our favorite waiters from the restaurant was our waiter for the lunch at Ocean House, because they all go there to work. And then when we left there, we went to the beach area, which is right by Ocean House. And they had our towels waiting for us. They had bottled water. I don't know what else they had in that cooler. Beer. And then we had chairs. Every 2 chairs had an umbrella. I mean, the beach is a little rocky, but I'm a water shoe kind of person anyway when I go into the water.
They had floats included.
Oh, yeah, they have floats too. So that, just that, and how clean it was, which the whole beach, all of Ocean Key is clean like that, but no crowds. Except for in the restaurant was pretty busy, but no crowds on that beach at all. So I think that's my favorite part.
We got some.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
Captain Billy J said the MSC Seashore is a great ship.
It really is. I could easily go. I mean, it spoiled me to go to Yacht Club, but my budget's not going to let me always be in the Yacht Club. And I could easily go back to what they call general population, which is funny.
Gin Pop.
They call the Yacht Club calls it Gen Pop, which is general population. I was like, what do they call it?
I did not get it until someone said it. Like, and I was like, that's why they call it that.
If you want to go into Gen Pop, we'll escort you. I'm like, general population. Okay. It was weird.
And I was like, no, I can walk myself.
Yeah. But definitely if you want to treat yourself to something, like maybe it's an important birthday or an important celebration or something, I would highly recommend you do it.
Mm-hmm. Eric B is here.
Hey, Eric B.
Whoop, whoop. And we got Paul.
Hey, Paul. Paul and Meg in the same place right now?
Yeah. Hello, handsome. Hello, beautiful.
Oh, look at Elizabeth. Elizabeth, that's her husband.
That is so cute.
Meg said that reading on a ship is A++++.
Yes.
Yep.
It was so good.
What did he say? My dad hated that he instilled reading in me so young when he had to move my books.
I've learned that a key to moving your books from place to place is put them in suitcases when you move, like when you're moving.
Like roll them around.
Yeah, and you can roll them around so they're, because boxes of books can be really heavy.
What did she say about Gym Pop?
She said my office moved me to Gym Pop when I switched jobs because no one in my team works there.
Oh.
Hold on. Billy J said, might as well call it Dirty Pop, Justin Timberlake reference. It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May.
Yeah. Meg said that they're a couple of hours away.
Oh, okay.
So, okay.
All right. So, embarkation. Once Elizabeth figured out we were in Yacht Club, and I forgot what she said. What is Yacht Club? And I was like,
I was not paying attention to you two.
I don't even know what I told you, Elizabeth.
I blacked out. I was so excited. So I don't know.
They're about to spoil you.
No, I remember what you said.
What did I say?
You said out of the ship of 5,000, there's 250
in
the Yacht Club. She goes, bougie.
Yeah, so Yacht Club on the seashore only holds about 250 people. And I love people, but I don't like crowds. So that was probably another one of my favorite things about it.
I will tell you this as well. When you walk out of the Yacht Club, this is going to sound so pretentious when I say this. When you walk out of the Yacht Club on the 16th floor of the seashore, it's right next to the jungle pool.
Yeah.
And when you walk out, those doors hold in a lot of sound because when you walk out that door, it is screaming children.
Yeah, the children.
Yeah.
But you don't hear it.
Well, there were children in the Yacht Club.
Yeah, but they were so quiet.
They were so quiet and well behaved. Like you could tell their parents had instilled behavior into them.
They were some of the sweetest kids.
Yeah, they were cute.
Yeah. I was like, okay. And then it's just like the Yacht Club was so peaceful and quiet. And then you open the door, it was like, ah!
Yeah.
And you're just like,
and you want to close the door back. Like, that was really noisy. So the embarkation experience is when you get your luggage and everything, you're supposed to be able to take the luggage to the tent and they'll take it. But those luggage people, I guess they wanted tips too. We're so like,
I mean,
I asked 3 times. I was like, do we take it here or to the tent? They're like, you give it to us, the first group, which they were super nice. And so they took our luggage, but it was okay.
Our luggage still got there really early.
Yeah. But when we got to
they called us beautiful. So
they did. That's right. Our little luggage guy said, "Look at all the beautiful ladies." We're like, "Okay, we'll stick with you."
Yeah.
So when we got to the tent, we just checked in real quick. She didn't ask for anything.
No, she did.
Did she?
I think she asked for your name, and that's pretty much it.
She asked for your name
and our room number,
and
but we didn't
she said
show her anything.
No, she asked for the room number, and then she said who all's here, and then you had to give her the name.
Yeah. So then she gave us stickers, and then we cut a line. That was the first line we cut. And we're like, I feel bad about cutting lines now. So then we went an escalator, and then they took us to a separate security line. So we went to the separate security line. And then they escorted us to the lounge for Yacht Club in the terminal.
Well, you forgot to say there was like no line in that security line. Like we went straight through security. Yeah. Like it was
like a
very nice.
Yeah. And then we went to the lounge and they had like drinks
little snackies,
snacks, champagne,
mimosas.
yeah.
Mimosas.
Yeah, Hannah did not drink a mimosa. I wonder why. Those of you that know, Hannah doesn't know. Hannah will never have a mimosa in her life, probably.
Nope.
And it was like we sat down, and then a lady came over. Or was it a guy?
It was a young dude.
The guy came over and gave us our little Yacht Club wristband.
Well,
cards.
So you know how like when you check into a terminal, like for the cruise, like they have like their little paddles, and you go and you like check in at the counter. So here, what they do is that I don't know how they knew us, but we sat down and he was like, "Can you tell me your room number?" And then we told him the room number, and he was like, "Okay." And he came to us and he checked us in. He sat down and checked us in and gave us the wristbands. And then literally like 10 seconds after he did that, there was a lady going, "Okay, who wants to go on board?" And we were like, "Okay, here we go." So literally from the time that we like checked like in at the tent, through security, got our wristbands and checked in for the cruise, then got on the cruise, we were on the ship in like maybe 5 or 7 minutes. I would say.
I was going to say less than 10 for sure.
Yeah. And he also walked us by the muster drill and let us go ahead and do that check-in too.
Well, at that point, you're handed off to a butler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the butler meets you and takes you.
And the butler walked us by where our muster drill was in the casino, walked us there, checked us in. We went to the room and dropped our bags off?
No, so we went to the lounge.
And then they took us to the lounge and said, "You can sit down." And we said, "Great." And then someone came up to us and said, "Your room is ready."
It was like
we sat down.
We sat down for like 30 seconds and they were like, "What's your room number?" We told them. They were like, they looked down, they're like, "It's time to go." I was like, "Okay." And then you go in there
to the room.
And we're in the room by like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, at least.
And versus, being in the room, like you can be in the room at like 2 or something. Yeah. And then you watch a muster drill on your TV, call a number. Does everybody else have to go to their muster drill?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have to go to their muster station.
Yeah.
So you watch the video, you type in the code, and you're done.
Yeah.
And then we went and had lunch.
It's so nice because like every other cruise I'd ever been on, like you're not even on the ship until like 2, 3, sometimes 4 p.m. And then like you feel like you don't have like a day on the ship. Like that's like a half day almost. So like us getting on the ship and like getting settled by like 11 a.m. it felt like it added like almost a whole day to the cruise.
Yeah. And people say, what's the benefit of Yacht Club? I think one of the things is time. Because you're not waiting in lines. You're not doing things like that. I think that's just a benefit is time.
Yeah.
So we had a butler,
Gideon.
Jarrell can say Jarrell says it just like he says it with that accent.
It's like he goes, Gideon.
I'm Gideon.
Oh, that was good, Hannah. That was good.
Gideon. I don't know. I can't do it anymore.
So
Jarrell does it perfectly.
He does. Sounds just like him. So when we were in our cabin, then I knock on the door and there's Gideon.
Well, you forgot lunch.
Did we meet him at lunch?
No, we had lunch.
Yeah, we did have lunch. We had lunch they had their own restaurant, so we ate in the restaurant.
Yeah, the lunch and the buffet was open. The buffet, and then I just remember when we met Gideon, I was 3 glasses of wine in. And I remember going, "You smell really nice."
He did.
I forgot about that.
I didn't go up and smell him. He was like away from me, but I was like, "I can smell you. You smell very nice." But go ahead.
You could smell him when he walked in the room. He was a good smelling fella.
Yeah.
And MSC's has just come out with you have a 15 drink limit if you have the drink package. And our waiter came right up to us and he was like, "That doesn't apply in the Yacht Club.
Like your 15 drink starts outside.
If you're out in Gen Pop, if you're out in the regular part of the ship and you order drinks, then it adds up. Which we're not huge drinkers, so that wasn't going to be a problem for us anyway. But in the Yacht Club, people were asking in the Yacht Club forums on Facebook, is Yacht Club having that 15 drink limit? And they do not.
No.
And
they don't even ask for anything from you.
You don't have to show them anything, like your wrist or anything, wristband or nothing. They just keep on bringing you drinks. So the wine at lunch was sitting there, and every time we turned around, he came back and poured more into our glasses, and we're like, okay.
That was our first experience, was all of us getting consistent wine poured.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what everybody's saying.
Meg said the moving of the books is brilliant. Mary Ellen Dillon's here.
Hello, Mary Ellen.
She says, I'm heading to the World America tomorrow.
Oh, awesome. She's going on the new MSC ship.
Yes.
Mary Ellen's either always packing for a trip or getting home from a trip or on a trip. That's what she's doing.
I wouldn't even. I'm allergic. What are we allergic to? Champagne? Are you allergic to champagne? I just don't like it anymore. Only because
Champagne hates her.
Only because there was no drag queens. 1 mimosa, 2 mimosa, 3 mimosa, 4. Yeah.
Those mimosas will catch up with you.
Yeah, Meg said faster to the fun.
Yes.
Time back in the day.
Sometimes, yeah, the time is just a time saver is really nice to have sometimes. That's like being like platinum on Carnival, that priority boarding thing. I like that a lot.
Hate drink limits. If you're drinking beer, you can casually drink more than 15. I would not be okay. I would not be okay.
But I can
carbonation doesn't do well with me.
Especially if they're constantly coming back. Do you want another one? You want another one?
Yeah, and if it's like, all day long, like especially if it's like a sea day, like if you wake up and you say, I'll have a mixed drink with breakfast, like a Bloody Mary or something, or a mimosa, and then you just have a beer here, a beer there. I think it'd be easy to rack up 15 in a day.
Yeah.
Not be sloppy.
Right. So we're talking about Gideon, and you do have a butler. You have a butler and you have a room steward, or like I think they call him second butler or junior butler. Junior butler is what they call him. I can't remember his name.
We had a junior butler.
Yeah, the guy that was
Getty.
He was our junior butler.
How did you remember that?
Like Gettysburg.
Yeah.
But it was GEDE because I'm the one who had to find him and ask his name. I was like, what's your name?
Oh, yeah.
He was very quiet.
Yeah.
He was very quiet.
And he said, Getty.
Sweet.
I was like, Getty? And he goes, Getty. I was like, Getty.
He did a great job. It was always clean. But when William and I were on the seashore last year, I said, the room stewards are stealth. Like, you just come back and you don't ever see them hardly, and then your room's clean. I mean, because Carnival, they'll come in and like, hi, my name is so and so, and they'll say, hi, Miss Elizabeth, when they see you in the hallway and all that stuff. Well, the two experiences we've had is the people that are cleaning your room are so you don't see them, but they do their job.
Like when you approach them, they're like, "Are you okay?
Do you need something?
Something wrong?" Yeah.
I was gonna say, hey,
no, I just want to know what your name was.
I just want to say, hey, and you're doing a good job cleaning my mess.
So the butler will do things. There are things they can do for you, and really, when you're going from one place to the other, all the butlers are there to help. It's not just you. You don't have to just wait for Gideon. But I've been told that your butler can do several things for you, but we didn't ask a lot. I've been told that they will unpack your suitcase.
No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, we want to know where our stuff is too. Yeah. And I've also been told they will iron up to 4 items. I can see that.
That's nice, but
yeah.
I would feel really bad.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Unless it was an emergency, like Gideon, my dress is really bad.
That's bad.
But Hannah would be like, Gideon, I'm so sorry. Please wear this.
I'd probably cry while I'm handing it to him. I'm so sorry to be a burden.
So we didn't ask things like that.
No, we just had like general questions. I think the only thing is that did he walk you down to the comedian, or was that another butler? Because he told you to meet.
I don't know.
I think it was somebody else.
Okay, because they're just like always walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I think they enjoy walking people though. Yeah, like just getting out of the yacht club.
It's a great way to get your steps.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
they told us that this is like a side note, but they told us that there's some like employees on the ship who have never even been in yacht club. That's like how exclusive it is, which is crazy.
And the yacht club,
they also have to click in. If they can't click in, if their access doesn't grant them to go in there, they don't go. They're not allowed to.
Yacht club has different contracts than the others.
Yeah, they have longer, don't they?
Or something, but they have different contracts.
I know it is because they return to Yacht Club on that ship
Yeah.
unless they asked to leave.
Okay.
Because Gideon, all of them were, and I think it's because if we did notice that there are people in that Yacht Club that have been there before.
They
So,
like
they go a lot.
like the
And they recognize them.
Uh-huh.
the maitre d' on the seashore, like a bunch of them knew him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they like to keep the same staff because they're keeping a lot of the same guests.
Mm-hmm.
So because when I was talking to Gideon and
Brendo,
who was our favorite waiter,
sweet.
we had a great
Love him.
waiter. We had a great waiter at lunch too, but we just connected with Brendo. But
Brendo did like
Magic tricks.
Yeah,
He caught the first night he did a magic trick and he got me. He hooked me immediately. I said I'm the easiest person to do magic on because I'll fall for it every time.
he took a bottle of wine, stuck a toothpick in the top. It was like an unopened bottle of wine, stuck a toothpick in the top, connected two forks together, had another toothpick balanced
like this.
the forks on the end of this toothpick, and then had the toothpicks touching each other like this, and that was the only thing holding the forks up.
Two forks.
And we were like,
I have a video of it. I had to put it out.
I was like, how did you do that? And Elizabeth
I still have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never could figure. He's like, it's just physics. We're like, okay, well, then
What do you mean? What do you mean physics? Another thing I really loved that our butler did was there was a wine that I really enjoyed like throughout the whole cruise. And one of the nights I did cry. He came up to me at dinner and he was like he was like looking for us, and he saw me and he was like, just so you know, I put your favorite wine in the cabin with some cups so you can have it later. And I said, that is the kindest thing that somebody has done for me in a long time. And I cried and he laughed. But just they learned about you like in this short period of time and like really made you feel like special and like yeah, I still hands down that's a very kind thing that somebody has done for me, even if he's getting paid to do it and he knew we were going to tip him. Like, I don't care. Like, that's a really nice thing to do.
Mom needs to buy Brenda like a Florida Gators shirt and basketball shorts.
When William and I go, we're going to ask for Brendo again
because it's his birthday.
It's his birthday, and he's a Florida Gators fan, so
and he likes playing basketball.
He likes Pringles.
Yes,
so
we asked a lot of questions.
We're going to take care of him for his birthday.
Yeah,
but Gideon also, I don't know if it's Gideon or Getty, but they would leave us like little treats in our room. So you come in, there's like a little box and it has little treats in it. That was special.
That was so nice.
I thought y'all had ate
the macaroni. Oh yeah, if you don't eat it, they take it away and bring something else. And Hannah's like, "Where's my macaroni?"
I didn't notice
until Elizabeth said it. I was like,
yeah, because I also love macaroons, and I was so excited for me and Hannah to possibly share them. Maybe me have one and Hannah have the rest, whatever it may look like. And they just disappeared. But they they left us little chocolates too from like the chocolatier on the ship. Every night. They were so good.
Do you have any left?
Yeah, actually, I have been trying to savor them. I went before we left and got a bunch of the favorite one because I loved the pistachio one, so I got a bunch of them, and so I still have like a handful.
I gave mine to Elizabeth.
I can't put them in my drawer because I was always so full, and so then the last day I was like, "Do you want these?" And Elizabeth was like, "Yes."
They also had you had a bottle of liquor.
Oh yeah, one of the benefits is they bring you a bottle. You get to choose a bottle of liquor to have in your cabin, and I'm like,
we're not straight liquor drinkers.
Well, yeah, so you
can also get wine, but we're like
wine, champagne, whatever. But they asked us what we wanted, and we just got Jack Daniels for Jarrell.
He said it was the best bottle of Jack he's ever had. He said, I don't know what they did.
A free bottle of Jack.
He said, I don't know what they did differently to that bottle of Jack, but that Jack was good.
Yeah. And I'll say one more benefit that I really like, and we'll go on to the next topic. But another benefit that I loved was that stock refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
They had Italian Coca-Colas, which the difference is they don't use the syrup to sweeten it. They use real sugar. But they were in the glass bottles and
Italian Fantas.
Something about a girl growing up in the South when we used to have the nice glass bottles at the gas station. That's just something about a Coca-Cola in a glass bottle.
And they recycle.
And they recycle everything. But our refrigerator had Heineken, bottled water, sparkling water, juices, and teas. And Elizabeth had peach juice.
That peach juice was so good. I ended up the 2 that were in the refrigerator. I brought them home and drank them. They were so good. And also just like on the lines of the butlers just knowing you and doing a really good job. Like me and Hannah can go through some water. We will drink some water, and so they kept us stocked on water and made sure that we
big bottles of water
on the
they
counter.
would bring us like 5 at a time, and like me and Hannah drinking a lot of water like we do. Cheers. They would just keep us stocked, and so we'd go through 5. They'd bring us another 5. It was crazy.
Yeah, but it was great.
Let's see what we got. Oh, Meg, you didn't have to do that.
What she said? Thank you, Meg.
Thank you
You're
so
so
much.
sweet. She gave us a super sticker.
Super sticker.
Who said they love peach juice?
That's Meg.
Meg. I had never
looks
had
so
peach
good.
juice until that.
I hadn't either.
The one thing that she said, I don't want someone touching my stuff. It's not that I don't trust them. I just don't like other people touching my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the one thing I did not like in that fridge was the tonic water. That was the
tonic waters.
No, I love sparkling water.
We all tried to try it. We're like, no.
I love sparkling water. Sparkling water every day. But that tonic water was bitter. It had like the most bitter taste, and I was like,
people like gin and tonic.
It couldn't be me.
What's up? What's next?
All right, let's talk about the food.
Okay, Hannah.
Well, hold on. We will tell you that there's 2 ways you can get 3 ways you can get food in the yacht club. One, they have a buffet and grill up on the top deck where the pool and the chairs are. We never went there because the one day we decided we were going to do that was on Nassau Day, which was the last day, and it poured, and so we never went up there.
I will say Hannah got a lot of the ship toward that day.
Yeah, so we did not get to take advantage of that. So that's the only thing that was just our choice above it all. So we ate in the restaurant, and I think you 2 ordered room service something one night.
Hannah was craving a tuna sandwich. I didn't like the bread.
Yeah,
but everything else okay.
But they another thing that's included is 24-hour room service. Anything on the menu
you
is
order
included.
A basket of fruit.
You can also we ordered a basket of fruit,
like whole fruit.
Yeah.
Did you eat it?
I had an apple.
I think I had an apple at one point.
And grapes.
Yeah.
They
had a whole kiwi with I don't know who
Why do you want me to eat that?
They have. No, they didn't have knives or anything.
I love
a peach. Peel it
like a peach. You eat a peach.
I love a kiwi, but there was no way to eat that thing.
So the food, we ate one night we had a specialty restaurant, and we said we probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah. But I will say that when William and I go, we're going to not venture out to specialty restaurants. We're going to eat in the restaurant because it was like a high-end specialty restaurant.
Also, have your pizza delivered to your room.
Yes.
We ventured out into the buffet on the last day, and Elizabeth and I looked at each other.
It was a mistake.
It was so stressful.
It was a lot. It was raining, and so everybody was in the buffet.
And they were just people cutting and just being rude.
I think people were just grumpy because it had been raining all day, and everybody was tired being inside.
And then we went back to the yacht club, and everybody's just like, just everybody. I mean, like the staff and the people in there, like the guests, and I was just like, oh, thank God. They were just all so happy.
They're happy and
so she can not have to go back to gym pop. I get to go back to gym pop. I mean,
I might struggle.
The problem is that you introduced us to MSC through Yacht Club.
I did.
That is the double-edged sword. There is that is just the 0.000001 negative thing.
You should start off. We should put you on the Bella category.
I was gonna say you should have put me in an interior room with no windows in Gin Pop.
Yeah, yes. Your fiance, future husband, and your husband's, and we're like, we gotta save up for that.
Yeah. I will say MSC.
It really wasn't super expensive. I will say that.
The food, I had. There's some interesting things. There was she knows what I'm about to talk about.
Your lunch.
Yeah, there was one of the worst things I've ever had.
Look at Liz. She's gonna get sick thinking about it. You have to explain what it was.
It was a
asparagus.
Hold on, please.
Panna cotta.
No. Hold on, please.
I know what it was.
I know what it was too. Hold on.
I saw that thing on the menu and I said
Nasty.
no.
Okay, it said
it was no.
it was asparagus panna cotta with daikon sprouts and truffle caviar. If you don't know what panna cotta is, it's basically like Jello, and so and it is just. I was like, oh, I like asparagus. I can try this, and it was not my favorite. The caviar was
Asparagus Jello, like it just doesn't add up.
I saw that on the menu. I was like, no, I'm not an asparagus person though. And this
I love asparagus. Me and
Uh-huh.
Hannah both love asparagus, and so there are some dishes we had on here that they did do asparagus really well. I feared this was not one.
Yeah. So that was one of the worst things I've eaten on a cruise ship. But hold on. But this statement is backed up by they also had the best thing I've ever eaten on the cruise ship. So what I'm saying is people hate on MSC for their food sometimes. They're just not ordering the right things. And I can say that because I did not order the right thing the first day.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh.
We were. I mean, people say this about cruises in general, but the fact that we were able to order like things that we probably wouldn't have eaten normally and try them, and like there were a couple things Hannah tried that like she had never had before that were so good, and she ended up loving. She's like, I would get this in a restaurant now. So that was really nice to be able to try like new things.
Yeah. And even we did venture out also one day and went into the regular restaurants in the seashore away from the yacht club.
Oh, we did.
And we had it was a
tour de brunch,
and all the brunch items. It was like you think about sea day brunch for Carnival, but this is called tour de brunch. But a lot of the brunch items were for different countries. Mm-hmm. That was a neat concept.
Very
of course,
cool.
I went American and had grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup because MSC's tomato soup is the best soup I've ever had.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I think we were gonna talk about our favorite food, and that I think that I can't stop thinking about the tomato soup that I had, the tomato basil soup that we had. Like it was so good, and like I might have to look up online and see if I can find a recipe at all because I make tomato soup, but it has never been that good.
And we first had it in the yacht club, and then when I saw it on the menu at the tour de brunch, I was like, surely not the same. It was the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very impressed. It was delicious, and I love a tomato soup.
What else was your favorite?
What else was my favorite? They had some really good desserts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The last night I had like this ice cream parfait, and it had like strawberries and stuff in it. It was just really good because I love ice cream. All the ice creams and gelatos are
my favorite dessert was
exceptional.
A lemon sorbet, and Elizabeth was like, "Girl, this thing is sour," and I love sour, but it was so fresh.
It was so good. It tasted like it was like this is gonna sound ridiculous, but it was made with real lemons. It was so fresh. It was really good. It was sour, but like it was good.
And I had their pasta is homemade pasta. I mean, not homemade, but they make them the fresh made pasta. And I had just a simple marinara pasta penne thing the first day at lunch, and it was so good. Their tomato sauce is delicious. But then I had the lasagna one night at the restaurant. I didn't like it, so I think it was just not al dente enough for me. But everything, we did not go hungry.
What was some of your favorites?
Me and Hannah had pasta almost at every meal, and I truly can't remember, besides the tomato soup right now, I imagine it was one of the pastas, right?
You liked the fried seafood thing?
Oh, that was good.
Oh, that was so good. One night, this wasn't with that, but we had a crab cake one night.
Yep, you had three starters as your favorite.
A crab cake, and then we had like a fried fish, like
it was
fried seafood,
cuttlefish, and shrimp.
And the cuttlefish was good.
The cuttlefish, I'd never had cuttlefish, and I loved it. All of their seafood I had. I also had their salmon one night, just like a grilled salmon, and that was also delicious. So like I really didn't have anything that besides the asparagus jello that was really blew me away gross. Like it was all so good.
Yeah.
What did you have?
Okay,
I know what you liked.
I had so some of the things I tried was that I would never like the asparagus panna cotta. Like you just want to try it.
Mhm.
But I tried like beef carpaccio. That was good. The beef tartare. I would
knew you were gonna
never.
say that.
You would never order that.
I would never have like paid for that in a restaurant because I would have been so scared I would not like it. But I still think about that. That was one of the most flavorful things I have ever eaten.
Mm-hmm.
And the texture really wasn't that bad either. And I'm a texture gal. And it was just how you can make raw meat that flavorful. I do not understand. But it was so good. And then my number one thing, and I still think about this pasta.
She talking about the other day.
I want this.
She alluded to it earlier.
This pasta is one of the best things I have ever eaten, and it was the tortellini stuffed with asparagus and mascarpone cheese, and it had like a carrot emulsion, and like with toasted hazelnuts. That was the best. I was having like a spiritual moment. I was like, oh my gosh.
She's like, you need to try this. You need to try this.
And we did. We did. That was such a fun thing too, that like we just all got to like try each other's stuff. And like, I don't think I ever said no to like trying something. And like, when I found out that like some people don't love MSC's food and like that's like something they were known for, maybe not now, but at once upon a time, I was shocked because it's probably the best food experience I've had on a cruise ship.
And even when we went to the regular restaurant, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would also say if they have risotto, try their risotto because we had risotto, 3 different types of risottos throughout dinner, and I still think about the risottos.
And they have a cheese trolley.
Oh, I forgot about
They have a cheese trolley in the Yacht Club restaurant, and we weren't even ordering from it until Brendo, our waiter, came up and brought us a cheese platter, and with honey in the middle to dip the goat cheese in.
Like all the cheeses.
We're just going to talk about food until we're done.
And that was the best brie I have ever had in my life, and I love
it.
Brie.
Really was. It was crazy. It was awesome.
You also had a risotto thing with clams that was delicious.
Clam risotto. We would just order the risotto for the table, and we all would just put some on our plates. So
if you go on an MSC ship, 10 out of 10, you have to get like their pasta and try their pastas. Like their pastas stood out. Like they were so good.
Yeah. So speaking of food, our next video will be a food review.
God bless you for editing that.
And we go off we do. I'm going to edit
video.
a lot out, but we're going to end up with a bloopers video by the end of it. But we end up finish the review here at the house.
Yeah, we did like the last 5 meals here.
Yeah, because it was 4 days and we ran out of time. But yeah, that's coming up. So if you want to hear more about the food, we'll talk a lot in that one about it. Mm-hmm. So what was your favorite?
And I'd just be saying things, so look out for that.
And did you have a favorite drink, alcoholic or non-alcoholic? It's okay. What was your favorite drink on MSC?
So there was a beer. I couldn't find it anywhere else on the ship, but they had it at the Ocean House. It was called La Tropical
on Ocean Key.
Yeah, it was called La Tropical and that is one of the best beers I've had. It was a canned beer from a brewery in Miami. It was very, very good. But on this ship, I really enjoyed the Heineken on draft. That was very, very good.
Elizabeth?
Honestly, I mean, all of the drinks I had were so good, but the coffee drinks that they made in the lounge really kind of blew me away. I was shocked because I'm kind of I'm not gonna say a coffee snob, but I am a little picky about coffee. So the fact that they were making lattes was really impressive to me. I also had a mojito that was delicious. So.
And the coffee is not just for the Yacht Club. Actually, every bar has an espresso machine. Genius.
It's crazy.
So you get coffee everywhere.
What was yours?
My favorite drink, I had 2, was Bailey's Alexander. So good. Oh, I have 3. The salted caramel espresso martini.
That was very good.
Oh, yeah.
And then it got Elizabeth to get this salted caramel macchiato thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I actually was watching another channel, some people that were on MSC, and it's not really MSC drink, but get Sprite Zero and peach schnapps. That was the most refreshing drink. I already told William, I said I've got to go get some peach schnapps because that was a very refreshing, good drink.
I did not realize I had all this.
What you
As
got?
he said, well, this sounds like a great 4 days. Mariel and Dylan and asparagus, yes, and panna cotta, no.
Yes.
Asparagus jello.
Tomato soup is so good.
It is so
It
good.
sounds like the same soup from the restaurant Nordstrom's.
Ah.
MSC has the best cheese.
That cheese was really
Oh,
good.
It was
gosh.
so good.
Eric says crab cake and shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
It says, I'll give you the brie name, Hannah. I'll look it up tomorrow. That would be so good. That brie.
Was
Oh, there's Carson.
Hey, Carson. This is Elizabeth's sister.
But no, that brie. That was life-changing brie. How are y'all doing tonight? We're just talking about food, getting hungry again.
I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna have to eat dinner after this. I hadn't eaten dinner yet.
So we talked about
Is Lovey's on that?
Ocean Key. Great experience. What's wrong?
Is Lovey's on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Love's is on night. So
So we have 5
we got 5 minutes. So let's go to the big question, and I will just tell you that if you're comparing cost of Yacht Club to a regular MSC, it varies. Honestly, William and I are getting something in September that is same as price that we paid for Aria a year ago. So I'm not promoting me, but if you need somebody to check in some prices for you who are interested in Yacht Club, I'll be happy to do it. Because if you have a flexibility, you just suddenly come across one for Yacht Club and you go, oh, and you grab it. So it's such a wide range of costs. But let's say normally, if you don't find a great deal, it's about double the cost, maybe triple, of you would pay for a normal cruise. I didn't pay that.
Let's say like this. So it's a little bit more expensive than like a 7-day, if you're doing like a 7-day in Yacht Club, like the 7-day on like the NCL Joy. It's only like, a couple hundred more.
Yeah.
Versus, Carnival, which is going to be like double or triple.
But
possibly.
if you are one to book drink package and internet and all that and specialty dining, you don't need to do that on there because everything you get is there, and that restaurant is like specialty dining, in my opinion. So
I will say that sushi bar looks fun.
Yeah. Is it worth the cost? I thought we really enjoyed it. I thought we were well taken care of. The fact that we were not having to waste time and get to places and do things was great, and we were spoiled. Obviously, I do think it's worth it because
you can go. We can talk about some more stuff if Elizabeth has time.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I got all night.
Well, we won't keep y'all super late, but
we'll just talk about.
We'll finish that what we're talking about. Yeah. So I obviously think it's worth the cost because now my mother and her friend wants to book and they want me to go with them, so I might do it again. And I'm going with William. I enjoyed it. I will easily go back to other ways of cruising because I love all kinds. I like the variety of ways you can cruise with all the lines. So, but yes, I thought it was worth the cost.
I think that if your idea of a vacation is like pure relaxation where you do not have to worry about anything, I'm talking like not worrying about making your dinner time or like making a reservation for your show or anything like that.
For sure,
literally. In the Yacht Club, you do not have to worry about anything.
And I think the Ocean Key experience definitely makes it worth it.
Yes, you do not have to run around to find a chair and stuff. It's so nice.
Right.
It just took the guesswork out of almost like everything, and it was just it was awesome.
What were you going to say before this?
So the debarkation experience.
You were about to say something about Ocean Key, though.
I think that was it about Ocean Key. I mean, William and I have been to Ocean Key without doing Yacht Club, and it's beautiful. I mean, you can get a chair. You have to rent an umbrella, but, fair skin, have to get an umbrella.
Still got sunburn.
But
I was in the water, though.
And the beaches are beautiful everywhere. So, but I just like to have it, instead of going to the buffet on Ocean Key, you got to go to the restaurant. You got the bar stuff going on and all that. So I just like that experience. I liked how quiet it was. And normally when we went Royal Caribbean, we wanted that kind of experience at the adults only thing that I forgot what it's called.
Cocoa Key.
At Cocoa Key, but it was the adults only area where it had the lunch and the restaurant and everything. And we paid a lot for that. So I think the fact that that's included and you don't have to pay for it is another reason why it's worth the cost.
And to put in perspective, the food on Ocean Key was like lobster rolls and like really nice burgers.
I had mahi. It was delicious.
And Elizabeth had like a grilled octopus like salad thing.
Oh, so good.
It was so good. How does octopus be cooked and not be chewy?
It was, yeah. That was one thing too that I was gonna say about like just the service that we got like on the island there. Like the first thing I got, I didn't like, and I'm not normally one to speak up. I'm not really one to say much about it. And our waiter noticed that like I hadn't eaten a lot, and he like was like, and I was like, it's fine. I like I'm not a huge pepper person, and like there was a like it was like half of a pepper on the sandwich, I think. Oh, yeah, it was a sandwich. And I was like, well, it is fine. It's fine. He's like, what else do you want? I'm going to get it for you. And he did. And it was amazing. I got a burger after that, and it was so good. So just the service on the island was also just crazy.
And the transportation to the beach.
The transportation to the beach was so nice. Going Hong Kong. And also what's really nice about MSC is I just straight up asked, like, a couple of the employees. I'm like, do you like working for MSC?
Oh, yeah, we did ask them that.
And
they all seemed so happy.
Yeah, and I was like, you seem to really enjoy your job. Do you like MSC? And I said, I promise I won't say anything, but I'm going to say it
on live stream.
But like, if it was negative, and nothing was negative.
Oh yeah,
and especially the people that work at Ocean Cay, they have a very nice living accommodations because they live on the island, and they just seem so happy. So it seems nice to support a cruise line that treats its employees well enough that they are so happy.
And I know Mary Ellen Dillon said that she's going to on World America. They were so excited about World America. It wasn't like, oh gosh, this huge ship's coming. They were like, y'all, they're setting up for this for World America, World America, World America. And they're talking about it and stuff. And Mary Ellen, there is transportation for Yacht Club, but there's also transportation for everybody else if they want to go to another different part of the beach. There are some beach areas right near the ship.
It did,
and they just had a long line waiting for that tram, but there are trams available.
Yeah, ours was the reason why ours didn't have a long line is because there's not many people in the Yacht Club, and it was later in the day, and they were already like down there. Yeah. But even at that time, there were still about like 30 people waiting for the tram.
Final thoughts. Would you do it again?
Well, you're going to talk about the debarkation.
Oh, debarkation. Okay. So for debarkation, sadly, we had to leave.
Yeah. Back to reality.
But we put out our big piece of luggage the night before, and we all had to carry on for our overnight stuff. And they just told us to go be out of our room by 7:30, or was it 8?
It was 7:30. I think. Was it 7:30, Elizabeth, or was it 8?
I don't know. I feel like it could have been 8.
It was 7. No, it was 8. What time did breakfast stop? Because we were the last people for breakfast.
I guess it was 8.
Yeah.
I think it was 8.
Yeah. So they told us to just be out of our rooms by 8, that we can go to breakfast, that we could go to the lounge, and then our butler would escort us off the ship. We went to breakfast. The neat thing was, usually when I'm on a cruise and I'm going to breakfast before I get off the ship or something, I'm carrying my carry-on with me. They're like, no, leave it here with the concierge. So we left our luggage there. We went up to breakfast, which was 1 floor up. Had a full breakfast, and then came back down, got our carry-ons, and they asked us to wait in the lounge, and then Gideon came and escorted us off the ship, and there were still some lines, so we bypassed them. That's what I put in the thing. I said, I feel bad because I know they want to go home too, but I guess it's just a perk.
It was just a faster way to say bye.
Yeah, but he had us, he carried 2 of our carry-ons, and he went rolling. The ship.
He got us. It was crazy to walk past everybody else. Like those lines were a little like they were pretty long.
Yeah. So I mean, I think when you talk about is it worth it, things like that, it's like because we wanted to get one on the road too, so it was nice.
Because we had to drive home.
Yeah.
But
that was a quick debarkation. It was like zoom.
I think if you have like a celebration, or if you just find like a really good deal for Yacht Club and you have the means to afford it, I think that is a good thing to consider, because it is truly, that is the most relaxed I've ever been on a cruise.
Yeah. And 4 days was not enough.
It wasn't. I have never been, I needed that relaxation. I had not taken a vacation in a hot minute.
Your honeymoon, probably. Right.
I think that was the last time that I did a vacation. So it was really nice to just like be able to, I don't know. And there's also like, I don't know, there just wasn't, I feel like sometimes when I'm on cruises, like I feel like there's almost like a guilt, like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on the ship. Like there's trivia and this and that, and I'm missing it and whatever. And like with the yacht club, like, oh, it was just kind of quiet and I didn't feel like I was missing anything. So I didn't feel bad about sitting there and just reading my book in the lounge, like, or, whatever. It was just really nice.
And we did go do things in the ship.
Yes, of course.
The silent party was
Silent disco.
Silent disco was
That was so fun.
It was so fun. And we went and saw the shows and things like that. Very talented.
You went to the casino.
I did casino a couple times. We went to see a comedian twice.
So I loved the comedian on the ship. I thought he was really funny.
And I really liked that they had the comedian in the main theater, because some venues, some cruise ships, they put it in small venues and it's just too crowded. So, final thoughts. What was your favorite thing?
Favorite thing?
Or favorite part of being in the yacht club? And would you do it again?
Yes.
No doubt.
Absolutely, 100%. I'm considering it for my honeymoon.
She is.
We were looking at prices last
She's
night.
been wanting me to look at prices for her honeymoon.
I was going to ask if you talked Darrell into it yet.
Darrell is being talked into it, but we're just talking like logistics. When's the best time for us to go? Because we're probably not going to do it right after
the wedding.
Yeah, squeaky. Just the service and
the crew,
the atmosphere of like you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
that's what's nice.
You're taken care of.
Yeah,
I felt like we were taken care of. I felt like for 4 days that we made some really great friends, and that and the people that were working with us, helping us and stuff. I just felt like they were family by the end of 4 days. I'm like, this is crazy.
I felt like I was leaving my family. I was so sad.
To see, and then when I asked Gideon and Brendo if they were going to be there when William and I went, and they're like, yeah. I was like, thank God, because I don't want to say goodbye forever.
Yeah, and then there's me and Elizabeth.
I have to send pics of us and what we're doing at the time. And
yeah.
Miss you, Brendo.
So what did Lisa say? There's what's tonight?
A controversial cruising trip.
Oh, Thursday. Controversial cruising has Thirsty Thursday. Okay. Very nice.
Benefits. Meg is working in cruise sales.
Nice, Bennett.
That's how she can find me the brie cheese.
Woo! That's awesome.
Also, if you know anything, anything about the tomato soup,
if you had the
that would also be lovely.
And Mary Ellen Dillon, when she goes on her cruise, is going to Ocean Key twice.
Oh,
I know.
Yep, she'll be there in 2 weeks.
Very nice. All right. So, final thoughts. Love it.
Love it. Do it again.
Yeah. Peaceful. The word I think of is peaceful. If you had to think of one word, what would it be?
Relaxing.
It's not a word. It's literally Bob Marley going, "Don't worry about a thing.
Everything's going to be all right." Yeah. Well, thank you, Elizabeth, for being with us.
This was so fun. This is I think the first time I've got to be on the channel like this. So I had a good time, and I'm excited to be in the upcoming videos. So you guys see some more of me.
Be on the lookout for that food review.
Yeah.
If you don't have a full bloopers video from that, I'm gonna be shocked.
I don't know if it'll be public, but she may make.
I think I should make a bloopers video. Maybe we can make it. You know how on our channel there's an intro video. Maybe we could just make it as our bloopers from this trip.
You would have a full video, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a pleasure cruising with y'all.
Nice.
Maybe
I know we haven't cruised together since
2017.
Carnival out of Jacksonville with Mimi.
Yeah. So it was nice to be back on a cruise ship with y'all. I feel like I belong there.
Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. We appreciate y'all sticking around even almost 10 more minutes than we normally are. We God willing, we'll be back next week.
Yeah, depending on if you
I do have a dental procedure at 8
when the
a.m.
Novocaine goes off.
As long as I can talk,
Move
we'll be
her
there.
mouth.
If not, I'll just stick Hannah in front of the camera.
I was gonna say, put Hannah in front of it and just call me back in.
Call Elizabeth back. All right.
All right. Well, thank you all for staying to the end, y'all. The real MVPs. But we hope that you
Yeah.
stay safe out there. Stay healthy, and don't forget to
To
journey
journey on.
on.
Journey on.
Bye.
Bye. It was nice to meet you all.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.